Hi everyone and welcome to Flosstube number 56. It's been a while. It's been like 2 months, and for many of you it's probably been longer because apparently my last video only got 137 views. Yeah, don't know what that was all about. Maybe I said something and it got suppressed. I don't know. Anyhow, I am back. I have a few cross stitching to show you. Both I haven't stitched as much as I usually do because I had my migraines, which are finally gone. More about that towards the end of the video. Anyhow, I also have done a super secret project. I am making a birthday present and I really didn't want to showcase this on the internet anywhere until the person can get it. And I'm only like 1300 stitches left before it's done, so next update video will have a lot more stitching from other projects. But yeah, I put in a lot of stitches into that. I will record like a snippet of the video of the project and everything and put it into any video that I have going up that after I have actually given it to the recipient, because yeah, it's gonna be a super secret. But yeah, so that has been super fun, but I can't show it, not yet. But I'm gonna show you all of the other projects for this week. But before we head into that, I just want to say, if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. It warms my heart that you want to spend some time with me. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Marika. I come from Stockholm, Sweden, where I live with my boyfriend and our 2 cats. And I'm really trying not to get the glares in my glasses, but it's not super easy. They're big, they're new. I can actually see through them. Awesome. The next project I'm going to show you is the fully finished of Wildflowers, the Mountain Wildflowers project. This I did show you in the last video. I think I'm going to see if I can just card it and put it up here. So if you haven't seen my last video, you can go there. But I showed it as a finished project, and now I have a fully finished project for you. And it is a quilt wall hanging because that is my go-to right now. I actually learned how to make this circle this time around, so it is done in the same technique as you do like covered buttonholes. I didn't know if you could do it as a circle, but you could. So now I just want to see if I can do it with any other shapes, because yeah, there's so many things you can do. If you can do it with like just random shapes, oh, that would be fun. Anyhow, I have paired it with a combination of fabrics from Panduro. So this, and it's the last season, so I don't think you can get it anymore. Panduro is like Michael's, but in Sweden. So you get with the little foxes, and then the combination, I used this heart pattern, which is on the upside down on the back. I know that, but it's mostly gonna hang, so I just wanted it to be fully finished on the back, and that the hearts are upside down. That's life sometimes. But yeah, and then I just sewed like a normal quilt edging on it. I did stitch it by hand on the back, and I stitched by hand these little metal things so that you can hang it up wherever you want to hang it up. So that is the project that I done. Yeah, fully finished object, super fun to make. This is Mountain Wildflowers from Just Cross Stitch magazine. It's stitched on 32 count white Evenweave, which is my kind of go-to fabric at the moment. The next project I have for you is the Dragon Ride by Teresa Wentzler. It is stitched on 28 count Evenweave with the kit threads and everything, because I had this as a kit. It is a very old project. Teresa Wentzler doesn't make patterns anymore. She's sadly one of those that actually stopped making patterns because people were copying her patterns illegally, and she got fed up and stopped. So yeah, don't copy patterns. Buy the patterns from your favorite designer and they will keep on designing. She doesn't design anymore, and it's very sad for most of us, especially us who like dragons. This is Dragon Ride. I put in about 600 stitches since I last showed you. I am working on the border. It is super boring. It is beautiful, but it's super boring because basically it is just cross stitches and back stitches that are, yeah, And over here there's a lot of fractionals, so this middle part of the border takes a long time, and the outer part of the border is just plain boring. I don't know. I'm not a border kind of a gal, but I do want to finish this project, so I do intend to put some more hours in it in October. We'll see. We'll see. The next project, which I put in around 1500 stitches, is one of the whip goals for August. I have not done September, and now October is here, so these are hopefully gonna get more stitches done this coming month. But yeah, so 1500 stitches have gone into this one, which is Christmas House 1. So this is sharded by Artisy, and it's stitched on 25 count white Evenweave, which I have gridded myself with fishing line. And yeah, I am working on the house, or on the roof here. I work in diagonals, and yeah, I really like this project. I was hoping to get it to like the end of the row by the end of the year, but I actually realized that there's not much year left, and yeah, that won't be happening. There's too many stitches left. Anyhow, I have another project for you today. The last project to show you is, of course, Gamer Nouveau, which is one of my favorites. And I have stitched, I think I stitched for this period, I stitched around 1500 stitches. But I have stitched quite a lot during my migraine period because it's very cozy colors. But yeah, here is Gamer Nouveau, the full image. So again, working in diagonals, and I'm working down there to get that started. I got my first little here, look at that. I got the first, this one, little flower, that's the word. Yeah, so Gamer Nouveau, this is stitched on 25 count easy count even weave. I actually got this one from Gecko Rouge as a kit. Gecko Rouge no longer carries it, but you can get the design, not the same pattern, but the design, you can get it over at Medusa Dollmaker, which is this designer, her webpage, and everything is linked down below, so if there's anything you want to see, you can find it there. But yeah, it's a different chart. It's charted in a different software. It is charted, they had charted themselves, I think, I don't know, so you can go and check that out. But yeah, those were my cross stitch projects that I can show you. But hopefully I have given the gift to my friend by the end of this week. So hopefully next week, or next video I put up, is going to have my super secret project showing. So before we jump into the crocheting and the knitting, I just want to say, going forward, I will have updates video every other week, because my stitching time is getting reduced because I'm getting back to work, which is awesome. But my stitching time is reduced, and 2 weeks period is a great period to figure things out. But I am working on having other videos in between that are easier to kind of make, and also I don't have to stitch for. So yeah, that's kind of the idea. So hopefully you will enjoy those videos too. I hope you want to join me for my crocheting, and that is what's come next. So for my crocheting, I have multiple different projects that I've been working on with my crocheting. The first one I want to show you is a horse without legs. Look, it's super adorable. This pattern, I found it in one of those, you get 900 patterns for like nothing. It was, I don't know, I found a link. It was down to like 20 bucks or something like that. I got a lot of patterns. I don't want to tell you which it is, because a huge amount of the patterns in there, you really couldn't see which pattern you got. There was a few of them that they had shown, but not all of them. And a bunch of them are Harry Potter. I don't support Harry Potter anymore because of the creator, who is very anti-trans, and I do not support that. I believe you should be whoever you feel you are. Anyhow, I found this horse in this in that like set of patterns, and this is the horsey. He doesn't have any legs yet, so I'm gonna do that. The pattern was not made for chunky yarn, but I think it works out pretty nice as a chunky yarn. I am going to stitch like some markings for the horse in white, also crochet markings in white when I have finished the horse. But yeah, so this is one of the projects I've been working on. He has been in the cupboard for a while though, because I have been working on my second project, which is a granny square cardigan, button-up cardigan. It's hard for me to figure out what the name for this is. Like, is it a button-up cardigan? Is it a button-up vest with arms? I don't know what you would call it. In Swedish, we'd call it kofta. It has a separate name. So basically, it is done, which I'm super happy about because I've been working on this for 6 months. It's it's 90 something, I think. No, it's actually less now because I had to shorten the arms because, yeah, it is these granny squares that I made. And this yarn, Amigo, it's from Hobby. It has 3 colors, which is white, black, and neon pink. And I love it, but the yarn itself, it's supposed to have a 4 or 5 millimeter hook. When I started with this, I only had a 3 millimeter hook. So I've crocheted this with a 3 millimeter hook. I will never do that again. If I do this, I'm gonna just have a chunky yarn and a chunky needle and just do it fast. But yeah, so it has 6 different. It has black squares, white squares, neon pink squares. It got the stripy squares that looks more like checkered, and then it has 2 different flowers that I made. There are so many things that I would make different. I would have planned the layout a little bit better. I did plan the layout to just have the like singular colors, and then I made one of these and I'm like, this would look good, and then I saw a lot of flowers online, so I made these flowers. But yeah, I would do different. I would probably add 2 or 3 more colors, probably 2 or 3 more grays to have a little bit more variation in the boxes, and I would use less white because white isn't really my color. But yeah, the last thing I did, which is the past month or so, I've been slowly making this crocheted ribbing. It is 15 stitches wide, and it's stitched with single crochets in the back loop. It takes time. You really need to concentrate when you do it, and I have it all around the jacket, and then I also, let's see, have it on the arms or the sleeves. That's the word, sleeves. So yeah, that is my beautiful cardigan. It is fairly long, and it's not. It was supposed to be oversized. It isn't oversized because apparently my butt is much bigger than I thought it was. So yeah, I had oh, this will be too big kind of a moment when I was doing it, and then when I actually had put it together, I was like, okay, I would have needed to add another square on the arms because they are a little bit tight for me. And then I also think I would have made it shorter. So yeah, many choices that I would make different, but I still love it because it's my first granny square cardigan and it's the biggest thing I ever made. So I'm really, really happy. Okay, I love it. It's also my colors. It's like pink as my hair. I'm back to pink. I don't think I was pink hair when last recorded, but I'm back to pink and I'm loving it and I'm super happy. So yeah, I'm in a good mood. Can you tell? Can you tell? I'm I'm in a really good mood. So the last thing I have for you is my knitting, and these also, they have been on the needles for about 6 months. This is a thing that happens. I always have a pair of socks that I'm knitting. They will take a while because it's basically the project I take with me whenever I run out to go to a doctor's appointment or do anything. I always have a knitting with me because then I have something to do with my hands. Autism and ADHD and need to fiddle, so I fiddle with the knitting, and this has been on my needles for 6 months. It's a pair of socks for my boyfriend. I started them for someone else, and when my boyfriend saw the yarn, he's like, I want those, and I'm like, you want glittery socks in purple and greens? Okay, you get glittery socks in purple and greens. He also likes to have a higher leg on them, so that is what I've done. There are 2 of them. They're not the same because this yarn is also from Hobby. Like all of the yarns that I had is from Hobby. The brown yarn for the little horsey is Baby Snuggles, and Baby Snuggles is super soft, really nice chenille yarn, and it doesn't fluff. So if you're gonna do like big cozy like pillows and stuff, I do recommend Baby Snuggles. Super nice. As I said before, I used Amigo acrylic, 100% acrylic for my button-up cardigan. And then this is 2 of the Amigo Halloween yarns from last year. They do have Amigo the glittery yarns this year too, but I don't know if they're the same color schemes. Anyhow, they do have 2 different one is called like Universal Sock, and the other one is called something else. Another sock yarn. That sock yarn comes in both glittery and non-glittery, and I bought it in glittery in this color. Both of them are the glittery ones. So the universal or universe, something like that, it does have a very long kind of switch of colors, while the other one have a much shorter stripiness, and I felt the stripes were a little bit too like in your face, so I didn't know what to do. And then I talked to my friend. This was in February, and while I was talking to her, she didn't say that I was gonna do this, but I was talking to her about another project. That project was like have 2 threads hold together to make a DK weight, and I'm like, yeah, but I can do that with those 2. It kind of reduces that in your face stripe, but because they don't have the same length of variation, I couldn't line them up properly, and therefore they are a little bit different. So they're same but different. But I kind of like them. So yeah, that was all. By the way, if you want wooden, really cute wooden sock blockers, these are by Woodyco. I bought mine from Etsy. You can get them on Woodyco online. Just Google for it. They have their own store. They're from Ukraine. There's a lot of nice woodwork from Ukraine. So yeah, that was all of my crafting for the past 2 months. Yeah, I haven't really done that much more than that. So, before we say goodbye, I can talk a little bit about all the things that we did or didn't do throughout August and September. So, there was a lot of plans that we were going to do. I was going to go to Birka, which is a archaeological site here in Sweden. It's out on an island, and out there they have kind of built up this harbor town, so to speak. And I found out later that it wasn't as fun as my boyfriend was expecting. A lot more, because you pay a lot of money to get out there. He said that it felt almost like it's just the trip up, and then you get to eat at the restaurant, basically see a little bit of kind of staged Viking houses, There was a tour and they missed the tour, so maybe that would have made it a little bit more fun. I don't know. But yeah, he said it wasn't, I didn't miss anything. I had a really bad day. I just couldn't. I think I was coughing at that time, and I just didn't want to be in a boat coughing, because I also picked up a cold while I was out. That's just what happens, you know. We all get sick sometimes. But yeah, there's a few things that happened also. I got my proper diagnosis. I am now diagnosed autistic and ADHD. It explains so much. Every day I get one of those like, oh, that's why. How can I counteract this in a better way? And that has basically been my whole since I got my diagnosis. I am supposed to get in contact with a couple of institutions to kind of help me learn more about being autistic and having ADHD and all the tools that exist and what I can do about it. However, that ain't happening right now because I'm trying to get back to work and I just don't have the brain capacity to do everything at one time. So right now I'm like concentrating on trying to get back to work, and we'll see whenever the other things go. I got some brains, so might be able to find out some of these things on my own. They also have a very good website. My doctor said I still haven't been there, so maybe I can read a little bit there to kind of balance everything out. Also, I found out that part of my headaches is because of the glasses, not these, my old ones. And when I found that out, well, I realized it towards the end of before I was getting my new treatment for my migraine. I've been on sick leave for 2 months. If you haven't seen these videos before, you might like, what are you talking about? I've been on sick leave for 2 months because of a constant migraine. I have a chronic sustained migraine. With treatment, it isn't sustained and I can actually fairly function as a human being. And I do work a full-time job when I'm not on sick leave. And for the past 2 months I've been on sick leave because we had to switch medications and the first dose was too low, so it didn't hit the migraine as it needed to, and I just couldn't work. And while I was on sick leave, I did do a lot of cross stitching, but I also did a little bit of gaming. Christopher took a week vacation. He was gonna go up and walk in the nature north in Sweden, and when he came up there, he had like this line he was going to walk, and the first thing he finds out is that he can't do it because they closed it. The hike was closed because one of the bridges had broken, and you need to, it's like big waters there, so you need that bridge. And I think he raged quit and went home. It's like, no, I don't want to go the other way, so now we're gonna go home. So he had a whole week where he was off and he wanted to kind of, what am I gonna do with my time? So we ended up actually buying a PS5. We've been thinking about it for like since it came out, but it wasn't until now we kind of find, okay, we're gonna buy it. And he played some video games while he was off, and then I picked up Coral Island and I started playing that, and that was when I realized I can't read on the TV because my glasses are so bad. And I'm like 2.5 meters from the TV, that you should be able to read like this big letters. So that was kind of like, oh. So I went in, I got a time with an optician. I actually changed opticians because the old ones, I was a little bit worried that it was like a dual thing, that they didn't give me the right glasses from the beginning. So I changed to a new optician. I'm super happy, really like them, they were awesome, and they did all of the testing, and I'm like, yeah, you need a new pair of glasses. I think when I went in I had like 375 and 4. My eyes have different grades, and I now have a -5, like -375 and -4. I now have -5 on one eye and -4.5 on the other. So I have a good degradation in my vision, and so I now have 3 new pairs of glasses. 2 I paid for, 1 that the business pays for. So I have for the computer data glasses, which is called terminalglasögon in Swedish, which would be like terminal glasses, like ended glasses, but no, it's data glasses in English. So I have those, I have these, and then I have my normal like transitional sunglasses. So they are like this when you're inside, and then when you go out in the sun they end up being very dark. And these one actually have a different glass than my old one, so these are giving me much darker glasses. So that was awesome. I really like them. So this is gonna be great. Going on vacation later this year to a sunny place, so I really need them. That's why I bought them too at the same time. But yeah, so that happened. Then my migraine sort of disappeared. I still have a residual headache, and I think I'm just gonna get used to these glasses. I only had it like over the weekend, so I'm gonna have to get used to these to get the all of the headache gone. I did have a migraine yesterday, and I took my medication and it went away, and that is amazing because I've taken all of the medication and nothing had worked during my sick leave, and now it's like, oh, I don't have a headache today. I didn't wake up with a migraine, which is awesome. I am super happy. I am super stoked. I'm feeling that I'm slowly getting back into the diagnosis, getting away with the migraines. Like, this is the person I naturally am. I am an happy, energized person, probably driving everyone insane, but this is who I am. And I felt like I've been watching the videos back on my channels, and I'm like, this isn't me. I'm sad and tired and everything, and that's not who I am. So I'm really, really happy to feel that a big part of me is back. So yay. Yeah, I hope you like this video. I am going to stop it here. I need to restart the camera otherwise because we're getting to the half-hour mark. Also, I need to put everything away and do things. But anyhow, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I will see you back here next week with another video. I hope you like this video. If you do, please thumbs it up and comment in the comment section. I've really been missing you, and I know a couple of you have been commenting on my video and I haven't answered. I just haven't had the brain space. I'm slowly getting back into having the brain space, so there will be answers and I will be commenting back, because that is the fun thing about making YouTube videos, people who talk with you. So yeah, also in the description down below I have everything linked as usual. I will try to get my blog up and running back again from just not getting the traction that I wanted. Like, not the views, just me not being able to also add that into everything that I do. But yeah, I think everything is done. I think we're done for the day. Thank you again for watching. I will see you next week, and have an awesome week, full with stitching and any kind of crafting that you love. I see you later. Bye. Bye.